In this tutorial, we're going to talk about how to record and save GPS coordinates using your iPad or tablet device, so that subsequently you can now convert it to a CSV file and eventually use it in your GIS application to generate maps of your study sites. You begin by clicking on the My GPS coordinate, which is already installed in your phone. Automatically loads and gives you the geographic coordinates of the site, the latitude as well as the longitude, and of course the accuracy of the coordinates recorded. Something you need to bear in mind is the fact that it might give you the coordinates right away because you've already switched on uh, the 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 location application and tied it to the My GPS coordinate, allowing it to use the location application within your phone. If that is not switched on, it would not give you the coordinates, but will give you a prompt that says switch on this to allow the coordinates to be read off. So this automatically loads the coordinates because the location application is on and tied to the application, allowing access. So now that you have the coordinates uh, shown on your iPad, allow it to stabilize because you don't really need to, it's already fluctuating up and down. So you wait until it stabilizes a bit before you now move to the next level. So when you click on the envelope like icon, after it has stabilized, it will take you to your email account, which is linked to your iPad. When you get to that place, you can now type in where the email that you want to send it to, which is basically this, and then type in a subject, which is my location, for instance, one, and then you click send. When you click on send, it will send it automatically to the next to your email account, so that when you're back in your office or at home, you can now access it and of course copy it out and then use it accordingly. In this case, haven't recorded that as we're moving along the way. You can see that it's fluctuating, it's moving up and down based on the fact that we're progressing. Is basically a field work where we take coordinates of the various sites that we're meant to work with. So, if for instance you're interested in generating a polygon, you need to, and the area is regular, you need to take coordinates at the corners. If it's a squarish or rectangular, you take your coordinates at the four corners. And of course, when you create a line that links all those points, it means that the polygon within is basically your study site. So in this case, we are working within a town, it's not squarish, it's irregular. So basically, when you get to a sharp bend, you take a coordinate. When you get to a curved area, you take several coordinates along that curve to capture the shape of the line. So basically, that's what we're going to be doing today because we'll walk through the town, take coordinates from the beginning, and then walk around and then come back to where we started and take a final coordinate, which means that once you link all those points together, you get the coordinate that the polygon that captures the region within which we are interested in. You can also create a polygon for your own town or your own building using this. You can take coordinates at the four corners of your house, and of course, when you create a polygon, it will be a polygon that captures the shape of your house. If you convert that to a KML file, you can upload it online. Of course, be able to see your house that is appear as it appears online. So in this case, now this is basically the second point being keyed in, and of course named accordingly. So now it's recorded. We have to move to the next point, which is basically the third point. Bear in mind that in order to actually save this, what you usually touch is this tool here, like an envelope. Once you touch that, it will copy all these coordinates with the coordinates within into your email account, which is tied to your iPad or any other tablet device. Once it moves it into that email account as a more like a message that you're meant to send to somebody, you can now actually type in an email that you want to send it to. You can type in the same email that it moved into, or you type in another of your emails so that once it's sent, you can access it subsequently. This is actually a shared button, which means you can use this to send it as a WhatsApp message or something of that nature. I haven't tried it actually. This seems like a text message. So once you click on this, it will it will send it to your maybe a phone number this time around. But basically, what I've been using so far is the email, which is kind of a bit straightforward for me. But just bear in mind that you need to have internet access to be able to use the email uh, the email option. So this is a third is being recorded, and now we'll continue moving towards the next site. Just bear in mind that, like I said earlier on, you take your coordinates at sharp corners. At curves, you take several to capture the curve, and then you can walk. If the line is straight or the path that you're walking on is straight, you can walk for a long time before you take the next coordinates. So long as it's not, you don't have sharp corners within that line, it's a straight line. You just take one here and you can walk for a long time before you take the next. If and of course the next one you take will still be at a sharp corner or a curve or something of that nature. So now we're moving on. You can see the coordinates changing as we move along. And of course, when we get to next points, basically we'll click on this envelope like tool, which will send the geographic coordinates as an email uh, that we can actually forward to somebody else or forward to ourselves. And of course, it's recorded right there on the mail. Even if you forward it to somebody else, if you go back and check your sent messages, you still see that same email there. And of course, you can copy it out and then make the audit as you so desire based on the project that you have in mind. So the journey continues to the next point. When we get to the next point, of course, we'll take another reading. Now, I've just moved forward a bit because it's still a repetitive process. So basically, expect that you might not, we might not take it through from step to step. So at the very end, we'll capture the coordinates for at the point where we started, so that it now is now a full polygon. The start point should also be more or less the end point. It shouldn't be exactly, but then it should be close by, so that once you link those points, basically the job is done. And of course, the polygon is basically what you can capture within. So we'll get to the point where we now use we now link the point and of course create a polygon in the subsequent lectures. So still moving on. At this point, we'll have to record the next coordinates. Because as you can see, it's stabilized. So once you record that coordinate, basically we'll stop it and then of course continue subsequently when we make do with the data and use it accordingly. Of course, also bear in mind that the accuracy just talks about any point at which you're standing. If it's 5 meter accuracy, it means the point that is recorded is not exactly where you're standing. It might be any point within 5 meter circumference. So within that circle, 5 meter, the accuracy is within that. It might be the point where you're standing. It might be any other point, but within 5 meter around you, but not beyond. So that's the idea behind this 5 meter accuracy. So I think we'll stop here for now. Thank you.